welcome to those who are just tuning in to the Women's Biz Tribe Next Level Success Summit. My name is Annie Gibbins, CEO of Women's Biz Tribe, which is a global community of empowered women who collaborate and help each other to achieve our own unique versions of success, balance, and happiness. Women's Biz Tribe members proactively work to fast track our own success journeys, and we definitely prefer to take the elevator rather than the stairs in our professional and personal development, and are unapologetic about stepping into and claiming success on our own terms. We are super excited that every delegate attending this summit is now automatically a member of Women's Biz Tribe Global Community, because we know that together we are stronger, and we're definitely stronger by having you in our community, and together we rise. Our next speaker on the summit is Beverly Price, who I have with us today. Welcome, Beverly.
Hi, Annie. Thanks so much for having me.
Oh, we are so excited about hearing you share on our summit today. For those of you who don't know Beverly is the host and founder of Her Self-Expression podcast. She's also the founder of Nastava Jewelry, where her custom creations reflect the journey of self-empowerment, self-expression, and beauty. She's always modeling gorgeous jewelry herself. She's also a transformational coach, providing knowledge and support and insight to help women on their journey to self-empowerment, and we're all about that. I'm going to leave it to you to share today with those tuning into the summit. Over to you, Beverly.
Well, hi, beautiful ladies. I hope you're having an awesome day. As Annie so kindly introduced me, I have those businesses. And in all these endeavors, one thing is constant. I advocate for a woman's transformation from self-doubt to confidence and self-love to success. I have a few questions for you to think about. Have you ever failed personally? Have you ever failed professionally? Do you feel more like a success or a failure? Did you know that personal progress needs to come before business success? Raise your hand if you've ever felt less than other women. You're not alone. Statistics show that 4 out of every 5 working women, 4 out of every 5, feel less than other women. Well, I've been in the place where I felt less than, felt like a failure, and I've been in a place of success. Feeling like a success and being a success are much better, believe me. I'd like to take you on a journey now from my failures to my successes. In other words, to where I am now, a place of success and self-worth. I call it my journey to self-empowerment. Ruth Bader Ginsburg said, "Real change, enduring change happens one step at a time." So here is my story of real, enduring change. I've traveled a road not unlike many women. I live a full, successful, and wonderful life now. But I once endured failed marriages, job losses, business failure, and abuse. I was a single working mother of 2 young daughters with 2 aging parents living with me. I was working as a corporate executive, and I was full of self-doubt and the irrational F word. The F word is fear with a capital F. I've since learned that fear stands for false evidence appearing real. And on the inside, I felt like another F word, failure. But if you ask most people, they would say I looked like this together, successful, confident corporate senior executive on the outside, totally put together. But they didn't know just how insecure I felt on the inside. I always compared my insides to others' outsides. The result was that I always felt small and less than other women. I've learned that comparing myself to others is one of the worst things I can do for my self-esteem. I grew up in a home that gave me everything materially, but it didn't nurture self-confidence, self-esteem, And it certainly didn't encourage a woman to own her own power or to become a successful entrepreneur. I rose the corporate ladder rapidly until I reported to the president of the company. Yet inside, I still felt like a failure. I felt that when everyone was born, they were given a secret manual of how to do life, but I didn't get one. I needed to hide from you that I didn't get one. And I was afraid of someone finding out the truth. At times, I was paralyzed with fear. I was dogged by feelings of failure, but I couldn't let you see that. I had to make sure that my outside showed confidence and success. I didn't want you to know what was really going on. Today, we call that imposter syndrome in a big way. I also have a history of toxic relationships, both personal and professional. Not having much internal strength or self worth to start with, I let these relationships destroy my self esteem and self confidence. I did nothing to stop it. As a result, I felt like I was both a personal and professional failure. I spent my time during those years with my daughters looking for relationships that would fix me and work, not having time for anything else. I had no support system. I had been too busy. I hadn't devoted the time to friendship, so I didn't have anyone to talk to about the things going on in my life. I looked for things on the outside that made me feel temporarily better. It was if I had a hole inside of me that nothing could fill. I went from one romantic relationship to the next, not learning from my mistakes and not realizing that I was the common denominator in the situations. I felt like I was finding myself in abusive relationships and didn't understand why. I would always blame everything on someone else. I lived with a victim mentality, blaming others for my misery. I would say, if you had those parents, or if you had that husband, or if you had that boss, you'd feel like I do too. Until I got in enough pain, my fear always won out. I wasn't going to change anything about me or my situations. Then one day it happened. The pain became too great. My ex-husband said to me, "Beverly, you make everyone's life miserable that you come into contact with." And for the first time, I had to get truly honest with myself and admit that he was right. And my solution, my only solution, was to change me, to stop comparing and to stop blaming others for my pain. So I hit a bottom so low that the only way to go was up. But this time, I was willing to do the work. My ex-husband had given me a gift with his words. With the right experienced coach, a willingness to do whatever it took, I was able to do the work internally and externally to learn from my patterns and fears and learn why I was attracted to the drama and toxicity and why the feelings of failure were so deep. I had to be willing to change myself so I could change my life and my future of success. Digging into my fears was scary. The process took a long time and was painful. But when the pain of the problem becomes greater than the pain of the solution, change will happen. As a result of the transformational work that I did, I'm now in a healthy relationship with my husband. He's the first person I know who's told me I'm beautiful inside and out. I'm also involved with a number of successful business relationships with people I value that are full of positive interactions. I have healthy friendships that support me and I support them. So now I have the support I was missing. I then started two wonderful businesses, a transformational coaching practice and an exciting, bold statement jewelry design business, both with the goal of aiding women on their journey from self-expression to self-empowerment and of giving back to other women what I had received. With daily work including practicing affirmations, gratitude, forgiveness, faith, support from others, and excellent coaching, I have ultimately now gone from no self-esteem and self-doubt to self-confidence, empowerment, and success. I have gone from feeling like a failure to feeling like a success. I believe everyone can benefit from having a coach. If you need a coach for a sports team, isn't having a better life worth doing something for yourself and working with a coach? When I began my career, I was in banking, a very conservative environment, and we were encouraged to dress like men except wear a skirt. They were gray skirts and jackets with little round collars, no jewelry, no perfume, no makeup, and pants weren't even allowed on women. They even said we couldn't wear slacks to work unless it was 32 degrees Fahrenheit outside. We looked so blah, we faded into the woodwork, and every person there looked identical. There was no individuality. When I moved from there to an advertising agency, I felt insecure about my wardrobe because there was so much color and style at the agency. I did something for myself for once, and I sought out a fashion stylist to help me bring in more of my personality. She taught me how to use color and fit for my body size and shape and jewelry to accessorize. I followed her guidance and felt rejuvenated on the outside and energetic on the inside. The creative person in me loved the look and feel. Always doing something creative, I started making my own big, bold jewelry. I saw how I could totally change my outside appearance. It made me feel beautiful on the inside and out. I then went back to financial services and soon realized that I was in a toxic work environment. It was easy to want to leave, but scary to think about striking out on my own, leaving the security of a big paycheck and benefits behind. My family thought I had lost my mind, but with a nudge from some women who encouraged me and with my faith, I took a big risk and left corporate America to take on my one-of-a-kind jewelry and transformational coaching business full time. Deep inside, I knew it was time. I named my jewelry line Nastava for the three women I admire most. I got the Na from my daughter Natalie's name, the Sta from my daughter Stephanie's name, and the Va from my mother Virginia's name to make Nastava. So I take them with me wherever I go, and they are within every custom piece I make. Then I heard some terrible statistics that less than 3% of all women feel beautiful. Let's think about that for a minute. That's only 3 women out of 100 that think they are beautiful. And a recent study links beauty to confidence and confidence to success. So no wonder a large number of us don't feel successful. Another statistic gathered by the Body Shop says that 1 of every 2 women feel more self-doubt than self-love. That's half of all women. Think about that. How can you feel truly successful when you have feelings of self-doubt like that? It's tragic. And when there's tragic things happening, I find myself having to do something. I believed that if I could transform, if I could feel better, if I could be empowered, other women could too. If you have the willingness to do the work. I wanted to be there for other women because there weren't any women there for me. When I grew up in corporate America, women competed with women. They clawed their way to the top. They didn't support each other. So I wanted to share my story in the hopes it would help another woman. Today, I'm at the stage of my life that I'm passionate about helping those women who come behind me, who are less experienced than myself, who look similar or different than myself. Back in the beginning, as I said, these women viciously competed. But with my transformation and my experience, I was able to change my attitude and become a woman that wanted to help other women. I would like to believe that if I could help women coming behind me, that the length of time it takes for them to come to the place where they are transformed can be less than the amount of time it took me. There had to be something that I could do to help. I was always taught that if I didn't like a situation, then I needed to bring the solution to it rather than just complain about the problem. So I needed to help women feel beautiful and confident so they could reach success. And as my daughter tells me, she says, "You never do anything in a small way, Mom." I have to laugh, but it's so true. So much so that I created Her Self-Expression podcast and the Her Self-Expression Sisterhood Facebook group to supplement my Her Self-Expression coaching programs that I have been doing for 25 years. I could change these statistics one woman at a time and help them grow. So now I have 3 businesses. First, my coaching business has provided hundreds of successful transformations for women, just like the one I have gone through. The podcast and the sisterhood group were created for all women on their personal journey from self-expression to self-empowerment. I want us to support each other and share things that help one another. Our group warmly welcomes all women, regardless of age, ethnicity, geography, background, or role. I really don't care what you do for a living, but I do care about who you are down deep inside and that you want to grow. I believe that fashion, jewelry, body image, and other external elements are an outward expression of a woman's beauty, increasing her confidence, self-esteem, empowerment, and success. I believe that this transformation on the outside, along with a transformation on the inside, are 2 parts that create a whole. A woman's total, holistic self-empowerment and success experience. So Nastava is jewelry that can do this on the outside for a woman, and her self-expression does it for the inside and out. So I say to you, wear some beautiful clothing, jewelry, dot on some perfume, and feel beautiful on the outside to fulfill this holistic growth on the inside and out. Don't dress up for others. Do it for yourself. You deserve it. And enjoy the feeling and energy. You're on your way. I'm continuing my journey every day. My life is a journey, not a destination. Empowerment is a process. I wish a beautiful and empowering journey to success for all of you. I want every woman to experience confidence, beauty, self-empowerment, and success. From my own experience with hard work, it only gets better. I want you to have the knowledge, skills, and support necessary to take this journey. I want you to experience the richness on the other side, and I want to help you get it. As Oprah Winfrey says, if we're really committed to growth, we never stop discovering new dimensions of self and self-expression. The road to success can be an emotional roller coaster. Believe me, I know. One of the things I want to urge you is to believe in yourself no matter what. Believe in your success no matter what anyone says or does. Ask yourself, what would a woman who believed in herself look like? Get that picture in your mind. Then pretend you are that woman every day. Practice believing in yourself. Practice acting like the woman who believes in yourself. Practice believing in your success over and over and over until you feel that way. Use it as your daily mantra. Put it on a sticky note on your mirror. Believe in yourself. I'd like to leave you with 3 takeaways for your path to self-empowerment and success. First, the journey to self-empowerment is not a contest, race, or something like a test to be graded. Don't compare yourself to others' journeys. So be gentle on yourself, practice self-care, and enjoy the ride. Second, you don't have to be on this journey alone. Turn to the Her Self-Expression Sisterhood and the Women's Biz Tribe for support, sharing, and knowledge. I'm here if you need me too. Lastly, there's a lot to learn about this journey that has taken others a lifetime. Learn from those before you. Experience feelings of success, worthiness, and confidence. Use their experience to help you get there faster. In the Her Self-Expression podcast, I've assembled a group of women with experience and knowledge in every area of the journey, on the inside and out. I'll be listening and learning, will you? But how do you know who you really are to know where you are on this journey? How about that? Can you think about that? How do you know where you really are? It takes a good deal of work to realize your true essence and personal meaning. How far along this process are you? Are you curious? Many of us think we really know ourselves, and this may be true to greater or lesser extents. I can help. Go to the homepage of herselfexpression.com. Scroll down and click on the big purple button that says Take the Quiz. See how well you really know yourself and what your starting point can be. The results will provide you with a clear indication of how far along you are on this process of self-knowledge, which is the foundation to self-empowerment. I'd like to leave with a special shout out and thank you to Annie Gibbons and the Women's Biz Tribe for this wonderful opportunity. And finally, I'd like you to remember that just like me, you are a woman of worth, beauty, and success. And don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Own your own power. Sometimes we just need to let it soak in on the way through the journey to self-empowerment and success. Thank you and take care.
Oh my goodness. Thank you so much, Beverly. That was just an incredible masterclass. I feel like I've just sat through a masterclass on that self-empowerment journey and just the authenticity and the rawness that you've shared. I just thank you so much for sharing that with the delegates listening into this summit, because this is exactly the message that we need to hear, that it is a step at a time, and that there's often, you know, we can spend so much time looking at what other people are doing or what they're acting like they're doing. We never know what lies beneath, and there's so many people who will have had that same experience to you, that you might be looking all glossy, you might be looking like you've got it all together, but deep down, you know, there's so much sense of lack and self-worth, and that you're not loving yourself. And what a hard moment that you had to have a person tell you that you are the one creating misery in the environment. I mean, I nearly just lost my breath there, and I'm like, oh, mad. But also, you know, not necessarily. Maybe that was the message that you actually just needed to hear, you know, and
it was a gift. Yeah.
It was a gift that actually created that shift in the barometer for you, that, you know, as you said, sometimes you need that pain to be greater so that you actually had to make that step, that big step, that brave step, that bold step to be not a new person, actually to authentically become Beverly, to become yourself, and then to watch that evolution. And I can see the steps and the effort and the intentional actions that you've had to take to do that. To sometimes it requires changing your environment, like leaving the financial services for you. Sometimes it's actually spending a lot of time working out, well, who is Beverly? Who am I? What does
Yes.
represent? You've gone into making amazing jewelry. What jewelry represents you? How do you then help other women have jewelry that represents them in that whole area of self-expression? I absolutely love your presentation, and I know there's just so many people listening in. Seriously, you're going to want to watch replay on this presentation, because there were so many gold nuggets there, and I'm clearly hearing you're not alone. Those listening in, those statistics that you gave are just tragic, are they not?
Yes.
You've got less than 3% of women feeling that they're beautiful. Oh my gosh, women, we need to change this. Men listening in, we need to change this. We need to create a society that actually supports and empowers women to bring out the best in themselves, right? So that we can champion each other. And I just love what you're doing in her self-expression, and I love that same alignment with Women's Biz Tribe, that we're all about that. We're all about supporting each other to bring out the best in yourselves, to actually spend time to know yourselves and to love that person. And I love what you finished with, Beverly, to actually go, if that's not where you're at now, imagine if that were you, how would you be? I actually just think that's a gold nugget, and I know many of you listening in go, but I'm not there yet. And how do I do that? You know what? Imagine that person. And when you do that day in, day out, you do become that person, because that person is you deep down. You just don't have that confidence yet, right? So absolutely brilliant. I thank you so much for sharing on our summit today. Those of you who do want to reach out with Beverly personally, definitely check out her self-expression podcast. You will hear so many more gems there. Definitely go to her website and take that quiz. And our dream for all of those listening in at this summit is just take one step to the better version, the more accurate, more true version of who you are today. Start today, just do one step, and definitely reach out to either of us if you need any assistance on that journey. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Thank you.